Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Space Engineers. I am your host, Quantum Tater. Quantum Tater, say hello. Last time, we did some stuff. We made a list. We got ourselves to finish the pad carrier. We have not done that. To finish Tater's from scratch kitchen, we haven't really done that either. Grinder pit for spoils. We've finished part of it, but we've not done a test subject. And a place for Tater to get some R&R. We're working on that piece right there. Revenge, we need to go against the righteous merchants. I will say, we have started some of these in practice. We have gotten some extra ice, as you can see here, although I will say we are chewing through it at an alarming rate. But we have 1.1 million ice, so we should be okay. That's going to finish that out. It's almost completely done. We'll get a little bit more ice out of that and more stone, and then we'll figure out what to do. And then on this side, we have the glorious pit of grind, just known as the pit. Now, last time we worked a bit on this right there. I did a little bit of off-screen shaping just to kind of get the stairs in. It's not too terrible. It's not too interrupting. I've turned off our engines today to see what our power's looking like, and it looks like production 0. We're using up 2.43 megawatts. And I believe what we have stored is 56 megawatts. So we're going to run out of power pretty quick if we don't have the engines on. We don't have any solar output. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. I just wanted to see what it would look like because we run these things all the time, and that's probably why we don't have any hydrogen. These may need to become backup generators, and we may need to switch to solar. Now, I've not moved the bed yet because I haven't made the bedroom, but I did get this part finished. Obviously, we have there's some glass. There's a situation here where we can't really put any blocks on this, so it just sticks out kind of ugly. That's okay though. Go in here, close and this is officially airtight, kids. And I did a thing. So as you can see, we've got some lights right there. I wanted the banding to be more cohesive, so I've got banding back to back right here, and then we do the corner, another set of banding meaning this right here. And then we walk on down here, we got some more lights, more banding right there, and then I blocked it off. I just sealed it off so we could pressurize, but this is what I've got so far, and we'll go take a look on the outside. But this is the pathway to what's going to be my retreat, probably over there. I think we're going to build it that direction. But I added a new mod that it's immersive cargo, I believe is what it's called, and I'm excited to mess with it. So that's one of the things I also want to do today. Now, last time, let's see. Let me do a quick. Let me have a nice little seat, and you can see right there. You can see how it goes. One of the things I need to do, which I'm probably going to do here in a second, actually, the pad carrier isn't officially finished, and I say that it's not officially finished in that I need to add the grabby arm on it. So I got to get that added, and then we probably need an actual place for it to rest and not just the random hole over there. But that's what our walkway is going to look like going out to where we end up making a little home. Um, that's what I want to do. So, really quick, let me load out. What I want to do, I want to check an option so we can talk while this is unloading. So we'll do this, and then I also did a test. I was doing a test build. I wanted to see if I could make a large grid miner that could effectively drill, like have visual, like be able to see forward and drill through its own width. And so I messed with that a little bit yesterday, all hydrogen. It was very interesting. So let's see, while we're loading this up, I know. Let's see, Clyde, what did you say, buddy? Congrats on the snub hub, first capture derelict ship. It wasn't, first I defeated that ship, Clyde. So technically it was spoils. Now we have an idea what it can do. I downloaded the pack from the workshop, but hadn't had time to spawn it in. The picture in the workshop doesn't do it justice. It looks like what I can put it to good, looks like what I can put it to good use. Cannot wait to see the interior. Wow, your new grinder pit is great. Please don't fall in. Yeah, no kidding. The walkway gave me a good idea for my Triton base. I like the metal looking catwalks. I hope you like the way these look in terms of I hope you like the way they look, but I added the lighting in. But I hit load and I didn't do the thing I was trying to do. So this is me being dumb. Let's go back out and go back in one more time. And then Chad said, Glass Skyway can be tedious to get just the way you want it. I totally agree with that. Let me grab this. Let's edit settings. What I wanted to do is Can I change it is the question. Day duration, 4 hours. I think it's just because I thought this was set less. I guess it's because we're so on the equator that like the day rotation doesn't matter because half the time it's spent. Anyways, so there's that, whatever. I was going to try to set it to more because I felt like the days were too short, but it's because we're not in a daylight space. So, uh, just we wanted catwalks and railings, maybe the curved glass walls, conceal the bottom up with the armor plate, windows, troffer lights. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Grinder pit is neat to watch in action. Using action relay, you could configure a button or a hotbar to ship to tell those base to turn off the guns. Then when you approach captured enemy grid, you are not going to get shot by your own guns. That's true. And if you think you'll forget to turn them back on, then also set up a timer block that will turn the guns back on after X amount of time. That's not a bad idea. I definitely need to do the action relay. That's something we could add to the base. So we should just add that to the list of things we need to do, honestly. So we'll go up here. We'll say wrong thing. Action relays to turn off guns. And subsequently, we're going to need the MG mine and Phi mine because these are the ones that are in the range of it. So we've given ourselves 2 more tasks. That's good news. And then we're also going to have a broadcast. We'll have to put a broadcast item on the list. Yeah. And then what did John say? Let's see. The grinder pit is definitely a way to go. I think it's the thing is awesome. It would have taken the entire episode. Yeah, you're right. It would have taken the freaking entire episode to grind that thing down. Could use some additional O2 H2 generators to some of the ice you're collecting. I've got, man, that's the crazy part. Like, let's look at this really quick. If we go into here and we look up O2 generators, I'm running 3, and that's just on this grid. I guess I probably do need more. You're probably right. Where to put them? We don't exactly have. I have an idea. Maybe I do have an idea. So that's something. Well, while we're sitting here, joys of base evolution, the idea of tubular walkway, go solid roof plates. Use that way you can see all the hard work. Wait. Tubular walkway. I would go with non-solid floor. Yeah. I agree. Non-solid floor plates. But it would take a whole lot of fiddling to get the glass blocks the way you want them. Let's see. And it's going to be an awful long walk to get each time. I have a feeling you'll be tempted to put an airlock on the hub itself, and then looking at the tube, it will be unused novelty. It will be. It will be an unused novelty. You're right. So that's okay. So no worries regarding the snow pub. If you want me to come up with something other particular, let me know. I love this. I'm loving this year so far. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Don't tempt me, John. We need more. We need more things. Let me go ahead and give. I meant to give these guys a thumbs up and a heart, anyways, and I just hadn't done it yet. I try not to do that until I've read them, at least on here, or had a chance to really read them off stream. Okay, so today we're already 8 minutes in. Okay, so what we're gonna do? I have a couple of things I really want to do. First and foremost, I would like to get some components. And why can't I? That's okay. We have a bit of a problem. That's okay. That's okay. We have a bit of a problem there. Something's going on with. Why is this not? Well, so we have a new problem that I have to go research. Components. Okay, there's that. Let's go. I don't know what the problem is yet, but we do have a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and use my headlights instead of going to nighttime. Let's go over here. What seems to be the issue? Build info, cargo network. Aha! There is one disconnected shabob shebang. Well, okay. So that's one problem we've got to take care of. Let's go ahead and get into here. I didn't mean to turn off my antenna, or turn on my antenna for that matter. Let's click modular. Modular. I want to be modular. large component. So I added the, I think we have everything we need, honestly, to weld it up. I just got to figure out how to get close enough to do so. Power core batteries. Oh, they're charged. They're, yep, I got you. Let's go ahead and fly over there really quick. Turn on the headlights. Put it in neutral. Stock car cruising with the loser in the cruise control. Babies in Reno got a couple of couches to sleep on the love seat. I cannot get any closer to that thing right there. So let's see if that worked. Build info cargo network. Hey, not, there's some over there. That's okay. Well, we'll get those welded up now. And there's that. Now it is perfectly situated. Beautiful. I love that for me. That's what we needed. That's no wonder that stuff was coming out of there. Okay, so one of the things I want to do, if we take a look at the cargo, we're gonna hopefully not get smacked by my drill really quick. Let's just come over here and park for a second. Okay, so we've got these big storage units, and it's not bad. I don't mind it. But what I was thinking, because I have these new containers, what if I take the back roof of this off and I finish it, and then I have big, or yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I do know what one thing is that I want to do. I want to put. Okay, so here's what I got. This is the new thing I got. Let's go grab. What do I not need right now? I don't need this. So there's this ore wagon. Look at this cool freaking thing. It's just a big old tub of ore that you would put ore into. Stores only ore specifically. And I was thinking like, oh, this will look cooler than having one of these cargo containers. So what I could do is, which one of these is ore? I think this one is, what are you, your components? And I think your ore? You are ore and ingots. So we would take the back one off here, and this would just become ore. So what I could do, what I would need to do, if we were going to do this, we would come in here, we would say cargo container, we'd delete that off there so that everything gets pulled out of it. Maybe. There we go. Yeah. Everything gets pulled out of it. And then what would happen is we're going to do some base decon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all this, and then we'll cut to that being done. So you guys don't have to watch me grind through the entire damn thing, because that's going to take a minute, and nobody wants to see that. Well, not nobody, but most people don't want to see me grind through a thing. So we're going to... Oh, this is not what I love. Okay, well, I was hoping that I could see the side of that. That right there. Perfect. I'll just dump it in there. Okay, beautiful. Alrighty, that was a lot. That was more than it should have been, honestly. So I had to do some rerouting here because we put in the store container. Look at that. Would you just look at it? Look at it like, and now it is full of ore. Currently ice, it looks like, is the thing that is most full of, but it should hold all the ores and stuff. And then what we have back there is ingots. And then yeah, I thought it was cool. I like that you can fall right through it. It does display, I guess, whatever the largest volume cargo it has in it is the one that is going to get displayed, which is fine. I don't know if there's a way to look at it outside of. There does not appear to be. So if I come over here and I go into this and I say ore, you can see the thing with the most. So it'll eventually look like iron. Currently looks like ice. Anyways, I really appreciate it. I added some walkways here just to kind of give it something like between our buildings. I just thought it would be nice. I actually don't like it at all, but we're gonna leave it for now. So that's that. I added that. I started to do the back one, and then I decided, what if I just do the front one right there? So I like the way that looks. I like that it physicalizes the ore and what it looks like. Um, we have a lot of cargo containers. I remember Clyde was like, "Why do you have so many cargo containers?" And I was like, "Yeah, because you're gonna need them one day." You're not. You're not even close. This one has an insane amount of stuff, and not even close. We're not even close. Not even close. Anyways, if we take a look at our walkway, that's what it looks like now. I think I'm going to make it a brighter color, maybe like a white, so that it sticks out a little bit more. But I do like the way that looks. All right, so that's that. That was a lot of time I just spent doing that. I also had to reload once because, well, something happened and it messed up the game. So what I want to do now is I want to deposit a bunch of crap in here, and then I can type components. I can grab those guys there and just some parts we need. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build up a little bit on this so that there's no way for things to fall into the hole. So that's actually why I made these guys. Um, that's why I put those guys down in that one time, is because I wanted to kind of give it some a look a certain kind of way. And so that's going to require me to do a little reshaping. So I'm going to add that really quick. I'm also not going to record that, and I may add some lights. Is something I want to do. So let me get that laid out really quick, and then I'll show you what we got and see if you like it. All right, here we go. Alrighty. Oh, we're getting ourselves some pit lights. We made some wall trellises just so stuff can't get fallen behind. We're not going to go all the way around the circle because I think it looks cool this way, so that's why. Um, so if we take a look from the outside view, look at that. The pit is a little bit more lit up. I think I'm going to add a control center right above it. But the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to first dump all the stuff into here, like so. And then I'm going to grind that down enough that I can get the ammo out of here safely. And then stick that like that. And then we'll grind this off. And then my thought is going to be, we're going to drop this back a few.
Inventory full.
We're going to let the inventory be full. That's fun. I appreciate that greatly. Okay, there we go. Thank you for the inventory fullness. I think then what we're going to do is we're still going to have one over here. So we'll do like this. I need this color right there. And then um, I guess we're going to go this way. And then my brain will work eventually and I will find the guns on my bar, which is what you want. There's this guy here. We're going to the, stick it this way. Gonna go back to yellow, stick that on there. We need to copy this guy here and copy this guy here. That's that. And then I'll come up here and I'll weld with this boy here. That way it's not in the way and we can get our defenses back up. So we still have the number of turrets we need to kind of do the deed. The pit down there is looking pretty neat. Now what I want to do now, man, we're already a bit in. We haven't even started on Tater's um, Palace of Live. But we're not going to do that today, probably. What we're going to do now, we're going to go get ourselves a quarry. If I'm not mistaken, which I'm not, I'm never mistaken. I'm going to eat some food, probably this ramen. Tasty ramen. And then I'm going to dump those components in there like that. What I'm going to do is we're going to go get ourselves a quarry, but first we're going to sleep so we can do this in the daylight. Although in the space, there's not really a daylight cycle, but the bed's still here for now. Sleeping, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Do that right there. Close that right there. Do like this. Okay, so you guys let me know what you think of the ore container, even though it's full of ice right now. The base is going to run out of power, so I need to turn the engines back on. We did not get to the solar array today. I think I might add one, though. I think that may be something. Maybe as part of, well, until then, what we're going to do, crank this guy back on. We're just going to turn on one for now. Get there running. We'll see what we look like on our screen here. Turn off our lights so we can see. So our production, we're currently making 5 megawatts. Okay, we're back to good. We should be good to go. We probably weren't in that much danger of losing it, but let's go get ourselves a quarry. The first thing we need to do, probably, is to take the snub, get this guy over here. We've got ammo. We'll get it on the snub hub. Oh yeah, this is going to be cool as hell. I'm excited about this. Get ourselves locked down. Turn those engines off entirely. Make sure we turn off dampeners just to be on the safe side. We're not connecting yet. We don't want to do that. And the thing we need to do with the snub hub is we probably need to add, we'll have to do it when we get back onto the docking station. You know what? Let's go ahead and turn the engines on. Let's turn this bad boy up. There we go. Look at that. We got 50% fuel. I think what I'll do is, man, this thing's got some juice. Okay, now let's get to space. Step one, get to space. We've got scrap the Guppy O2. I'm down to fight that guy. But we have the RTMC scout drone. That is our quarry. They've been in our airspace for far too long. So what we're going to do is we're going to go make best time. And we're going to figure out why they're in our space. And if we need to, give them the good news. As I get a little closer, I'm going to park probably the snub hub out at, let's call it, what do we want to park it at? We're going to park it at, we'll park it at 5K, give or take. Because this mining thing and this, I don't trust those guys particularly. So we need to, in my mind, we need to be cognizant that we're not too close to those guys because I don't want them to come attack the snub hub while we're in combat, right? That would be sucky. That would be not good. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to stop at, we're going to do 4K. And then we're going to investigate with the snub nose. Space is pretty crowded over here. There we go. Okay. Let's put those dampeners on. Let's get this thing stopped up. We are stopped. All right. This is going to be cool. We are systems on. All right. Where did they go? It looks like they bugged. Did they bug out already? No, they didn't. Hello, buddy. All right, guys. Snub hub there. Let's go. Let's go see what our old corporation's up to, huh? Get some speed. Switching over to weapons. It looks small. This may not be an issue for us. Unless the only reason it might be an issue is if the mobile shipyard decides that it does not like us being over here. But I'm not really worried about that just yet. They fired me without warning, so I'm going to fire at them without warning. Let it be known the pirates are rocking. Are rocking? The pirates are rocking, yes. The pirates are rotten. Aren't to be trifled with. Getting a sneak peek. Let's see what we got. I don't know what this is, but I'm not worried about it. We do have a scrap abandoned settlement. Are they just scouting the area to see what's available? What do we got here? Ah! Oh, it's like that. It's like that. They fired the first shot. You guys saw it first? Okay, what do we got? They got a beacon off on us. Stop, stop going. Oh, now it's floating. I want to stop this thing from moving. We've done just that. We've got ammo. I don't know what kind of scout drone this was, but okay. Let me see if I can't grab this thing and take it back to the snub. Yeah. There we go. We'll attach. All right. Aha, there's still one. There we go. All right, let's get this thing back. We're gonna haul it back to the. Where the heck is the snub hub? I definitely have a broadcast on, so there it is. It sent out a flare though. I'm curious to see what that flare was. That'll be very interesting to note. This doesn't feel like enough, so what I think we need to do is maybe go take a look at one of those beacons as it pops up. Obviously the scrap abandoned settlement. What I need to do is just go delete that. Not for resource. I don't think I need the resources, so I don't think I need to take the flying squirrel over there to chew it down. But that I didn't expect it to just shoot me. It's interesting. There's some sacred constructors over there near our ship. It's interesting to me though that it definitely sent a beacon out. What did they say? Error taking damage. Mod menus enable. Blah blah blah. Nope, none of that. So they didn't. I don't know. I don't know what that was, but let's get to the snub hub quickly. We'll dump this thing off. And it's not major loot, but it is loot, so that's good. And what I can do is I'll use the snub nose to attach it to the guy. That's what I'll do. Yeah, you heard it here first, kids. That's what I'll do. Alrighty, that's successful. Mildly so. I think there's something over there that I want to go look at, and that's what we're gonna look at next. I think. We're gonna go take a peek at it. So once I get this, I'll get to the snub hub, I'll get it locked down, and then we'll go take a look at. You can kind of see it if I could get my pointer on the screen. If you look just, we'll call it southeast of the planet over there, there's an object floating in the sky, and I would like to go investigate what that is because it does not currently have a signal, which means it's a bad guy. All right, see you in a second. Flying in under our radar. Look at that. Good looking ship, John. It's a good looking ship. All right, let's see what we can do. Here's my thoughts. It's my theory. Without cooking it, my thought is this. We go right here. Oh, don't do that. I think we can do it without cooking it, and then we'll just have to make sure we drop it off. Okay, got that there, and then I think we can do switch lock, and then we can get back in the snub, detach, and it should come with us from here on out, which is perfect, is what we want. So the next thing we can do to make sure we finish this guy off, now that we happen to have access to the belly of the beast, is grab ourselves this here piston right there, and the grabby plate right there. We'll call this grabby plate. And 1 second. Okay. Drop the loot off. It looks to be secure, I think. If we bang into it, it doesn't seem to go anywhere. I thought I saw another engine. I did, in fact, see another engine. I don't want this thing fighting me when we're coming in, but I don't know that I can grind it without... I don't know. It's not that big a deal. All right. And then we want to get the stuff out of this. It's interesting because this is not, this wouldn't even be piped up. So I don't know. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in there. Good grief. Okay. Well, I will dump all that into here. That way when we drop it, we don't have to worry about those things. Because I don't, two thoughts. I don't know what happens when you, I don't know what happens when you grind down something that has inventory in it. Does it automatically take the inventory or is it lost forever? And I don't really want to test it out. So we're just going to go with my gut and say, put that stuff in there. That's what we're going to do. I don't think there's another cargo container on this. If there is, I'm honestly not too worried about it. I am a little bit worried about this timer block. So, um, that's okay. Timer block done. I will say it did get an abandoned signal off. So good on it, I guess, for trying to escape. Now, as I was saying, there is something over by that planet that I want to investigate, and I don't know what it is, nor do I think I see it anymore. Oh, there it is. All right, make best time. Could be another piece of loot we take down to the grinder pit. For consumption, we must consume. I'll pick you up when I get a little closer so we're not just flying through space blind. Alrighty. It is something. It looks like just an abandoned ship. Switching to Gatlin just in case. I'm not going to lock onto it just yet because I don't know that I want to just start bombarding this thing with bullets. Oh, like that. Nope, 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 nope. Four, turn them off, turn them off. Let's get the engines off. Where do we go? What do we have on here? It saw something, so my guess is there is either a warhead or what do we think? A warhead or an interior turret? What do we see? What does your L5 see? Um, it's hard to tell. Let's do a little investigation. See a timer block. I see that. Be perfect for consuming. It may just be a battery. Timer block. Ah, well, there you go. And then a door that leads to nowhere, it looks like. Yeah. All right. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ready to we're gonna bring this into the home. So let's grab all the parts we can off of it. Thrusters. I think this is gonna be a good haul. So what I need to do, let's go get the PAG back first. Let's mark this as space junk. We're doing our part. We're cleaning up. You know, save our forests. We got to keep our forest nice and healthy and clean. So we're saving our forest. Let's go get the snub hub, and then I'll bring it back over here, and we'll grab that. Take it to the pit, and you'll catch me next, probably attaching if nothing goes crazy, maybe not. And then the next thing you'll see is let's go to the pit. So the RTM is out of our space currently. Their little drone, their spy drone, has been eliminated. They no longer can watch us, but I think that I think now that we've determined that they are in fact the problem, it's them, the righteous merchants, we are declaring war. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Anyone? Okay. Anyways, well, we're gonna get this. Once I get it attached, I'll pick you up. Yes. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty. I actually docked it this time. Up here. Get out of this guy here, and then let's go get our space junk. See you later, space cowboy. Alrighty. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty, this thing. I'm really enjoying the snub hub. That I did not expect to like it as much as I do, and I definitely do. Okay. So what we need to do, I imagine, I feel like, let's see, 3, I have 2 thoughts. On number 3, I think I think we need to kind of do this really quick. Let me get out, go around the bottom side. So we'll do, this is forward. We're going to call this, we're going to say this is starboard landing. Port. And forward. In honor of John, we'll spell it the way he spells it, forward, which he would say is probably the correct way to spell it. Yeah. Okay, the scrap guppy, what are you? I don't know, but it looks like you're doing something you're not supposed to. Anyway, so, and then what I want to do is we'll do forward, switch lock, starboard, we'll do number 3, switch lock, and port, switch lock. And that way we can control them each individually instead of on the first one just locking them down entirely. So let's grab ourselves some scrap. Now we did not add the signals to the bases, so as we approach, we're definitely going to have to make sure we remember to turn that stuff off, the guns anyways. We are connected, ready to lock. We've got it. Beautiful. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty if there ever was one. This is interesting. I think object may be this object may be preventing me from
Inventory full.
it may be preventing me from it may be a station currently. I don't know if I can hack this. I want to hack the Minotaur. Nope, not gonna happen. Info, faction, info, control. Can I transfer to me? Owner me. Okay, so then I should be able to info convert to ship. There we go. Okay, now I can take it with me. Beautiful. I was gonna say I'm not able to move this thing. That doesn't make any dang sense. So now we get that cool screenshot I was looking for. Look, as the way it was intended, turn into the sun. Yes, look at that. We need the moon in the background, I think. Let's 8, 7, 8 back this way. Okay. Get that screenshot. I think this angle there. Look at that. There's a lot going on in this image, so it's like, ooh, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to take this back. We're going to get it towards the base. Once we get closer to the fee mine, we will pick you up, and I will make sure to turn off the guns, because if I don't do that, that will be very tragic. So we're going to get moving, taking all of our scrap with us. It'll be good. Look at that. That's cool. We've done it. The successful test of the pad carrier, and it's almost completed state. Obviously, I've got to get the grabby arm completely finished, but for floral incandescent purposes, we are definitely rocking it. So let me get you when I get back. All right, look at this. Coming to the hall, I remember to turn the guns off. So first things first, let's see if we can't. I definitely want to put a control platform in this thing. I think it'll be cool. I'm going to get the camera over here really quick so I can Whoops. A little bit of a bang. My bad. We're going to disengage the front, so let's do that. Let's fly this over here. Disengaging the front lock. Falls into the hole. Turn this on. We go to the fee mine and we say grinder. Where's the pit? Do we have... I should have called this the fee mine grinder. I should have called this fee mine pit. I should just called it the pit. That's what it is. It is the pit. Perfect. And then we'll delete this category here. We'll grab the pit. And we will turn the pit on. And then we'll look and we'll watch it happen. Look at that. Bye. Bye, scrap. That is freaking awesome. Gah. Guys, that was ridiculous. That is cool. And then we have one more thing to drop in there really quick, and I can just, let's see if I can't turn this bad boy around really quick. RTFM, this is your warning shot, as it were. I believe this is set to number 3, so I can go boop. Nope, number 3. There we go, and say good night, Gracie. It slowly falls into doom. Oh, that thruster can't save you, my child. Yes. Glorious. Glory be. I think there's just a little bit of stuff left that I'm gonna have to go clean up myself because it's a small grid. Alright, that is freaking awesome. Alright, the pit, legendary. Let's go ahead. First, we'll get the Gatlin stern back on. Fee mine. We need to make a group for this. Honestly, this should just be called Fee mine Gats. There we go. And then we also need to do the pit. Need to turn this bad boy off because I'm pretty sure it'll kill me. Do we want to test that? Look, for science. I'll test it for science, guys. I'll do it for science first. Let's go down here and what did we miss? So we missed this one small grid piece of thing. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. For science. For science, guys. Yep, it kills you. Yeah, no kidding, low health. Good to know, good to know. Fee mine. I like the idea. Okay, so we've got a couple things we want to work on. So, that was freaking legendary. Look at this thing. We got this. We're gonna go get this docked back up. We've tested the pit thoroughly now. Now we just gotta come over here. If we do like this, I believe, ooh, we're a little laden. That's okay. We're gonna do 5, 5. Look at that. That's not the right hole for us. Come down here. I think the camera is in front of the docking connector, but I cannot be sure. Wrong button. I just pressed the Windows key. We're drifting right now because it's in front of. Okay. Stop doing that, please. Oh, this is tripping me up. Okay, we need to get into the camera mode because the camera's being very funky right now. Yeah, you see how, I don't know. Lock it down. We're gonna steal the rest of the fuel from the base is probably what's gonna happen. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. That's fine. It works for me. We can always transfer later. We're gonna turn those headlights off. We are going to get out of the ship, which is spectacular. We had a great successful run. Look at that. The other thing I wanted to do really quick, we can go ahead and turn these guys on. and I can get that welded up, turn them off. Let's do a quick hop down here really quick, and then what we'll do, um, this is going to need to reverse up. So let's say, what did you put the max limit to? I think the max limit's going to need to be the max limit we're going to say is 10. So if I 10 is as far as it goes, but if I go negative, no, we need the okay, I understand. This needs to be negative 10 for sake of it never messing up. And then this can be, no, what can we do? No, we can do, I don't really care what this one is, but nope, let's go all the way back up. And then we're not going to use this for park by means. Why is it still going? Oh, the lower limit needs to be 10, not negative 10, you dill hole. Yeah, right there. That's what I wanted it to be at. Uh-oh, we have got a problem. Yeesh, what is going on here? That was brutal. Nearly catastrophic, if you will. Should be getting to 10. Should stop right there. Perfect. Then we put this back on because it needs to be turned on, and then we need to reverse this slowly. That way it's connected. Ooh. You know what? We're going to have to do this a little bit different. It needs to be further up, but it doesn't need to be all the way up. We're going to call it 5. And then we'll reverse. There we go. Now this has been completed. We're going to let that connect slowly. I'm not looking to create phantom forces. Oh, I definitely am going to create phantom forces. Okay, perfecto. The pack is officially complete. Ooh, but man, it's just not enough. You know what? I'm pretty sure John designed this properly, so we're gonna trust in John, and we're gonna say the lower limit can be 0. Let's make it 2. The reason I'm doing this and why I've made such a stink about it is because I wanted to make sure it's lower than that landing gear, but there we go. There we go. We got the screenshot already. That's beautiful. I'm definitely injured because I tested the grinding pit for OSHA purposes, OSHA standard purposes. Chad, that's what that was for, and nothing else. No reason to document any of these things, guys. We did it. We tested out a grinding pit. We got that thing crushed. It's doing great. I love it. I like the finishing touches we added to it. I like the ore container here, even though it's just ice. Next round, what are we gonna do? We need to come up here and take a look at the projects as we have them, please, and thank you. You know what can help? What will do a body good? Eating some curry. Curry always makes the wounds less. You just rub some curry in it. So what did we do? We definitely have built this. This thing is done and gravy. It is beautiful and we love it. And it's in the will. It's been put in the will. So that's great. We've got that done. We finished the grinder pit. Oop. And we tested the grinder pit 3 times now. Including testing it against taters. It is incredibly effective against the taters. So that's that. Um, Although I will say, let's back that up. So before we put this in the to dones, what if we need to do we need one more thing. We need one more thing. So we found test subject. We did that. The next thing we need to do, build control platform. Um, Turns them on and off. Um, let's say with timer setup. We got to work on this still. Action relays to turn off guns. That was already a thing. We already didn't do that. So yeah, dang it. Yeah, there we go. From this needs to be finished. I might do this off screen and then, so this is not technically done, but this is done. Find a test subject. We've done that. So these are the next two things we need to do. I'll probably do the front scratch kitchen. That's just honestly welding that stuff up over there, and the docking pad is fully done. Gonna go ahead and heal myself up while we're sitting here talking about things and dreaming about things. I think we're doing great. I think from a perspective, we have let the righteous merchants know that they fired the wrong spud. We're not to be messed around with. I think that's the message we delivered today with their little drone. The next step, and if we go in here, we can take a look. We're gonna work on that. I think what we'll do is I'll weld up the from scratch kitchen and make sure that that gets taken care of. This is going nice and slow. We're not gonna need any more rock after this for sure. Um, that's the next things. We need to finish off this from scratch kitchen so that everybody can have a nice tasty treat when they need it. I think, you know, when you do a hard day's pirating, I gotta come back and I'm a barkeep in my spare time. So what we'll do is we'll get that done. Uh, Maybe off screen, and then I will go ahead and make sure that I get the relays added off screen to each of these places and get that kind of set up so that we can talk about it. The thing is, I'm going to need to add a broadcast. I'm going to need to add relays to both the PAG. Anything that needs to be able to turn the guns off, I'm going to have to be able to add those things too. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this, please, if you're not already subscribed, if you are new here, welcome. Love to have you. Send me some comments. I like to respond to everybody. John, I'm thinking about the next thing I want you to build me. Thinking like a space galleon, something like that. I don't know. Do we want to take the show on the road? We've got this nice mine set up. We're crushing it from that standpoint. I don't know. I don't know if we want to take this on the road or not. I don't know that we do. Um, Next episode, we are going to work on my place to race, rest, and relax, I think. And then we're going to probably test out the action relays to make sure the guns and stuff are getting turned off appropriately. That's my plan. Anyways, if you're new here, please comment down below. Let me know what you don't like. Let me know what you like. I love constructive feedback. Don't just say I don't like it. Just be like, what do you not like? Be constructive. I'm always up for constructive criticism. That being said, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later, taters. And as always, be kind and stay ornery. Bye.